Terry Persowski. I work here at Omaha Speed Shop. I help everybody keep their cars on the road, modify them, and do what they need.
All right, Omaha Speed Shop.
That's right.
Omaha, Nebraska.
That's right.
Of all places.
Yep.
So I'm probably not the first person to ever be surprised that this is here to this degree.
You're right. There's lots of people that when they come in, they don't understand what this is until they walk in and look around and see what we got and see what we work on, and it's a neat place.
All right, so basically what is it that you guys do?
We are basically a repair shop for 1980 and older vehicles. We don't do any paint or body work, but anything else we can handle pretty much.
Pretty much anything?
Yep.
And you have a lot of classic cars here. I always notice you driving by the old classics, neck breakers, and
that's what we do. That's what we enjoy.
All right. So how long have you been working on cars like that? Childhood? Is this
since I was a child, I've been involved with cars. I grew up. My dad raced. I've been around funny cars pretty much my whole life. I actually worked on professional NHRA teams for 13 years. All of those except for one season was a funny car. So I'm a drag racer and I like old cars, and that's what I do all the time now.
You Nebraska native?
I am.
So Scribner much?
When I was a kid, we went all the time.
Yep.
Scribner, Topeka, yeah. I remember going to Scribner when it was IHRA track, and we had an alcohol funny car we ran there. And
okay. Yeah. What about the little shake shop when you get in town down there?
Oh, yeah.
Big, huge strawberry shakes.
Yeah. I mean, Scribner went away when I was...
I'm dating myself.
15 or 16, I would say it went away. So
okay.
I was kind of at the mercy to wherever the adults took me, but I do remember that.
So all the pit bikes where you getting water,
that was me.
Bottles up, the big, huge water canisters, and
I worked on the cars when I was a kid. Yeah, I put my first alcohol funny car motor together when I was probably 13 or 14.
Oh wow!
So I've been doing it for a little while.
Okay.
And I raced professionally for 14 years and moved back home, and now I'm working on old cars.
What was your racing history like?
I worked for Tony Petragon, Matt Hagan, Ron Capps, Steve Torrance, and Joe Hartley, based out of Omaha. Well, he was back then. I've won just over 40 national events with the teams I've worked on and 3 world championships.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
Are you fairly known in that world, in the racing world?
If you know the drag racers, they know who I am.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And what were you running back then?
I only worked on them. Nitro funny cars is mostly what I worked on. I never drove it. I just worked on them.
Okay. Wow. Wow. So were you like the captain, like the head of the...
The last team I kind of was, but we were an older group of guys. We didn't need a leader. We knew what to do.
Okay.
I worked with Dustin on the last team I was on. It's where we worked together.
Okay.
But yeah.
So that's the kind of experience that people who are bringing their cars here, that's what they're getting.
Yeah. We know how to burn nitro, I guess.
Right. Right.
Which is a little different than anything else, but yeah.
So is this something you ever saw coming up, like childhood? Was this it?
No, but I'm
going to be around cars, working on cars?
I'm enjoying it now. When I was younger, I went to Iowa Western. I worked on cars for a few years and kind of got burned out, started doing other things, and then I went racing. And now that I'm a little older now, and I come back, and I don't mind my job so much. It's kind of fun. I get to put people's cars together that don't have the knowledge, and that I get to do it, and I don't have to pay for it. So it's fun. You know, like you take a couple people. This is what I want. I don't care how, but this is what I want. They just let us do it, and it's kind of fun. You know, I get to build people's cars for a living now. And
where all did your travels take you racing? Where you lived for a while?
I lived in Brownsburg, Indiana for 14 years. Traveled the whole country. Did the NHRA circuit from 2007 to 19. And yeah, so I've been all over the country. traveling for that. So I've seen a lot of it. I've driven across it many times.
Trailering up and
Oh yeah. Each team had 7 guys, and we had 2 semi-trucks and a Durango to get from place to place.
yeah, late nights and early mornings.
Yep.
Yeah,
Following them DOT laws.
a lot of greasy spoons.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool, cool. How long have you been here with Omaha Speed Shop?
Oh, full time I've been here since August, but before that, the previous year, I was coming down a couple nights a week and helping Dustin
Okay.
before I started full time.
Anything your specialty that when you see it come in, you love to get your hands on it? Anything
Oh.
excite you in the world of cars anymore, or
Corvettes don't, I can tell you that.
they do not?
They're okay. They're not my thing, but I'm a Mopar guy. I grew up that way. I don't know. I just each one's a little different. Some I like, some I don't. I don't really have any I prefer or dislike, but
Definitely a Mopar guy.
yep,
Yeah.
I grew up that way.
All right. Still have a race car or anything? May not look like one, but
I do actually.
yeah.
I've just got this '69 Trans Am from my uncle,
Okay.
and it's mine now, and I gotta maintain it, keep it going, and show it, let people see it, go out and enjoy
Had
it. He's owned it since like 1979 or 1980. It's been through, it was a drag car, and then it was a rusty car, and now it's back to on the road and driving.
So some sentimental value there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And I imagine pretty valuable car
would-
for more reasons than one.
Yeah, the first time I rode in that car, my car seat was in the back seat between the roll bar because it had a roll cage in it.
Wow.
So,
Pretty special.
yep, I've known that car for a little while.
Pretty special. So what all have you done to it since you got your hands on it?
It's only been about 2 weeks, and I fixed some leaks. And previously it was in Denver, now it's in Omaha, so I've been playing with the timing and carburetor, get it to run a little better here.
Okay.
I mostly just wipe it off and put gas in it and drive it.
It's good to go.
Yep.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Well, he actually told me like 2 years ago to come get it because he wanted to try something different. Because he's been at this car for 40 some years, and then he finally called me a couple weeks ago and said I needed to come get it. He wanted it out of his garage, so I did. It's a push I needed to go get it.
Sure you made that happen before he changed his mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or for somebody else in the family
Yep.
got on the phone. Tell me the year again.
It's a '69 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am.
So it's going to be special occasion Sunday.
Yeah, that's the Sunday driver now.
Sunday cruiser.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So what have you been working on inside? What do you guys?
I've been working on I just finished a '68 Chevelle. We put a 502 in it last week, and then a couple of these Corvettes. I had some steering column stuff to do. I've been working on a '56 Chevy, getting it ready for the road again. It's been the guy started building it like 30 years ago, and now he's getting to the point that it needs to be done so he can drive it before he dies, is what he keeps telling me.
All right.
So it's been a long process, but we're getting closer.
So he's ready to get antsy, about ready to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. He was here earlier today, I think right before you guys got here, but yeah.
What's your general turnaround time that you're seeing on an average for?
It depends on what you want done.
Gotcha.
We've had them come in for a quick tune-up, and we're putting engines in them because there's been stuff wrong with them, and
Right.
then it just depends. It depends on what you're doing,
Yeah.
what wants done, and if it's an oil change, look it over, brake jobs, we can usually do that in a day or two, and
Sure.
we're a lot of times we're at the mercy of the parts store. Because there's not a lot of stores that stock what we need parts for now.
Sure.
Because of what we work on.
Any relationships with fabricators? People you call, hey, make me up one of these?
No, me and Dustin usually try to handle most of that stuff.
Gotcha.
Working on race cars, we had to learn how to do that, not only for the car itself, but everything around it, all the extra stuff you needed to make life easier working on the race car. We fabricate a lot of that stuff.
Okay. Oh, so you do a little fabricating?
Yes. Yep.
Awesome.
We're not a crazy fab shop, but we can handle some things.
Sure. You want to show me around just a little basic what you got?
Sure.
You're working on right now.
Yeah.
I understand a lot of your cars actually come from out of state.
We've had a few, yes. Like the Blue Cutlass, when that car started getting worked on, not here at previous places, the gentleman no longer lives in Nebraska, so we're working on finishing that one up for him. Watch your step. We'll go walk around. This was one I started working on last week. It's a 71 Firebird. Just did a tune-up, had some transmission leaks, and now we got to replace the intake gasket on it. What is this? This is a 74 or 5 Buick LeSabre. We're getting ready to take the Buick small block out and put a big block Chevy in it. So that should be a fun little project.
How did that hit you to hear that?
What's that?
How did it hit you to hear you're going to be doing that?
It was kind of weird. Like, he brought it in and he said he just had the engine rebuild and it just wasn't running right. And I get in it and it seems to run perfectly fine, but
not for what he wants.
He's like, it doesn't have no power, so just pull it out and put something else in it. So, all right, that's what we're gonna do. And 55 Chrysler New Yorker, we got this is like one of our normal things we get in and make sure the brakes work. It's not leaking. It's safe to drive. And this car is originally a 6-volt car. It's been halfway converted to 12 volts, so we got to work on straightening that out so the 6-volt components work with the 12-volt battery. The orange 56 came in for running rough and found out the cam was flat, so we're getting ready to put the engine back together and get that one back on the road. This primered up 56 is the one I was talking about earlier. Guy's been working on building it for a little over 30 years. It was going to be a race car. Now he's decided he doesn't want to race it. He just wants to drive it. So we're doing some race car stuff. So we cut some of the roll cage out so he can get in and out a little better. And it's actually got a blown small block Chevy in it right now. Working on getting the wiring harness put into it, and it's got a 1-piece front clip we're going to put on it and getting it going.
How far did he have it when he brought it in? How far along was it?
It had the roll cage. It rolled in here. We've changed the tubular control arms. Took the factory stuff off. We've got the engine from him and put the engine together, put it in the car, the transmission in the car, the steering. We put a rack and pinion steering in it, making the new column and the rack and pinion, tying all that together, making all that work. It's been a fun project. And this is another one. It's a 62 Corvette. The guy purchased it. Hey, look it over, make sure it's good to go, and it's got some transmission leaks, so we're going to pull that out, seal them up, and get them back on the road.
So nothing really shakes you guys that comes in. I mean, at this point in your career, like, seen it all.
We're trying. We've done some weird things, like we had a 50 Chevy in here with a 6-cylinder. Dustin did all the work on it. The old rear mains were ropes, basically, you put in there, and we've fought that thing in there and got that sealed up, and yeah.
How often you get something that you're glad to see it go? Like, it was a fight and you're glad to get it out of here?
There's been a handful.
All right.
Yeah, we won't talk about them, but yeah, there's been some of those, and just there's always something, or yeah, there's those too, and then there's some that you just don't, I don't know, some things they don't spark my interest, so it's hard to get into them to fix them, and some things it's easier. But
Yeah.
but that's anything, right?
So how do people find out about you guys? That like, how do they find out about Omaha Speed Shop? And somebody who never brought a car here and say, hey, I have a such and such, heard about you guys.
We have a website and Facebook, Instagram. OmahaSpeedShop.com is the website, and then on Facebook it's just Omaha Speed Shop.
Okay. So OmahaSpeedShop.com and
Yep.
Omaha Speed Shop. That's how they can get a hold to you. And
That's right.
what's the wait time usually look like on getting something in?
It depends on what you want. If you got a bigger project like this, it's going to be a few months. If you got some leaks or a car that just needs looked over, within a week or two, we can get in and look at it and figure out what it needs and go from there.
Cool.
So,
And people can send their cars from pretty much all over the nation sometimes. So.
if they want to, yeah.
On Saturday for sure.
Thanks for the invite.
Yeah, man, this worked out really well. You know, that's cool. Yeah.
So you were thrown under the bus today for the interview, and
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, yeah. That's well, you know, we have God, me and Terry have known each other for. It's actually kind of a funny story. Him and my wife went to high school together, and you know, it's was it 20 plus years ago or something like that, and me and him got connected in 2006, I think, at the racetrack in Texas, and just been friends ever since. And you know, it's just been a great relationship. And then we met Sean in maybe 2010ish, 11ish, somewhere around in there. It's just been one of those things. It's like it just naturally progressed to this moment. You just didn't know it, right? You know, so it's been a lot of fun.
how long has Omaha Speed Shop been open and been established?
Well, we really kind of opened the doors of May of 22, but this place didn't look like this at all. But August of 22 was like our grand opening kind of thing. But before that, it was some cars here and there, but we were really working on the shop quite a bit. All this paint and all this signage you see was a byproduct of Sean and Stacy. So yeah, it's been a work in progress, but here we are. Yeah.
So how intentional was this moment, or did it kind of just naturally evolve into it?
Well, it was always intentional, and I don't know that we ever dreamt it would have been to this level of success, to be honest with you. I mean, we can't keep up. You hope, right? That's everybody starts a business, and that's what you hope it comes to. And here we are, and it's been a little surreal, to be honest with you. It's been like, what did I do to deserve this kind of thing? But you surround yourself with the right people, with Terry and Sean and the right people, and good things happen, you know. So.
Terry talked about being involved with cars since childhood. Similar story for you. What's your background?
Oh yeah, probably you can echo everything he said. There's a 71 Monte Carlo outside. That's what my dad had, and I remember right in the back seat of that thing as a kid. And that's where it really got started, and it just never went away. I was a big kid of monster trucks, and if it had a motor in it, I was in it. Mini bikes, you name it, I had it. If I can get my hands on it. And then he was in the racing scene a lot longer than I was, and then I started in 2002 or 3. Graduated high school and I went racing. That was it. So, and fast forward today, all these many years later, here we are working together again. Yeah, South Omaha, actually. Yeah, so born and raised, and then me and my family moved to down to Union, Nebraska, and that's where I graduated high school, and then moved to North Carolina for 2 years, and moved to Indianapolis for 17 years, and now I'm back here. So, wouldn't be anywhere else, to be honest with you. Love it here.
Been back.
So May of 22, actually, May 9th, so in a couple of days will be 2 years exactly to the date that we pulled the brakes on the moving truck. And towards the end of that month, we just started working away at this place. You know, there was insulation everywhere. It was dirty. It was nasty. But we cleaned it up, and here we are. Yeah.
So how fast from 22 in May when you got here did it just start taking off? When did you kind of be like,
You know, that first
like something's happening?
That first couple months, I don't know that it was slow, but there was so much going on because I still traveled for racing, and so there was just so much going on. It was happening. I didn't recognize that it was happening, to be honest with you. And now we've got a waiting list. We've got a whiteboard over here with tons of people's names on it, and people all the time wanting to come in and hang out, check it out. And you know, it's an interview process for us, really, for somebody to come in and have their car work on, because you know, a lot of these cars they've had them for years and years and years, almost since they've been brand new, and it's an extension of themselves or their family. To these, so a lot of people, these cars are like another kid, it really is, and so you have to respect that. And like I said, it's more of an interview process for us, and to show people that we're not, just like a muffler shop or something. We're a one-stop shop for a classic car. So anyway, yeah.
Terry was saying like you guys get cars from all over the nation sometimes.
Yep. This one's a Kansas City car. There is a couple coming from Kentucky. Yeah, we've had a couple come from auctions in Phoenix. This one's actually from this one here, this Jaguar actually. A little out of our comfort zone, but it just needed a little TLC, and that one just came from Scottsdale. So yeah, a little bit of everywhere. We, I don't know if Terry told you, but so we all, him and his wife and me and my wife, we lived in Indianapolis for a lot of years. One year we were coming back for Christmas, and it's about an 8-hour drive, and it turned into an 18-hour drive. We were all riding together because we ran into a snowstorm, and it was, there was 4 of us and 2 dogs in the truck, and it was like, what are we doing right now? But same thing, right? I mean, it's just, it's
those memories.
It's those memories, you never replace them.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Any favorites for you when they come in, get pretty excited, like, wow, glad to get my hands on one of these. It's been a while.
There's certain ones that stick out. We just had a 1 of 50 69 Shelby GT500 KR car that was here, and that was 1 of 50 when they were new. How many are left, I don't know. So there's once in a while those cars that'll come in that you're just like, holy smokes, this is, you read about this in magazines, and here I am working on it. You never think you'd see one, let alone work on it, right? And then we have a 68 Corvette down there. It's a 1 of 1. And so it's some unique stuff. And like I said, it's sometimes it's easy to get busy in here, but sometimes you got to sit back and say, man, this is really actually what we thought it would be, and as successful as we thought it would be. So it is. It's turned into something. And like I said, you hope that it would, but here we are.
I know, like, again, car culture is celebrated. It's amazing. With all of the different car shows on TV, with reality TV, it felt like, I guess you couldn't watch it anymore because you're doing it all day. Last thing you want to do is go watch
sometimes
this is probably not far off of some of those real life experiences. Some of them guys, other than the sensational.
Well,
part of it.
Yeah, they certainly can build these things really quick, and TV time, right? They got everything to fit in a half hour, an hour, right? Well, it doesn't always take that, that quick, and so that sometimes can be a hard message to relay. It's easy to watch that on TV and see how quick they do it, but there's always a behind the scenes, right? You guys know that, and there's times I pull my hair out and sometimes got to walk away, and there's been times he's had to walk away, but we always fix it in the end. It's just sometimes it's just the way that it goes, but sometimes you do learn some things from the shows. Sometimes you learn what not to do, but it's interesting watching how other people approach things and look at things, and everybody looks at a car differently, right? And what they would do and how they would build it or drive it or anything like that. So
how shocked are civilians when they come in and take
all the time
this place?
All the time.
They just totally.
And to be honest with you, there's days I walk in this place and like, man, this is pretty cool. I get to work here. But the one thing everybody says that never even knew this place existed. Well, I mean, we're still new, right? But we're terrible at Facebook and social media. But we try to stay under the radar a little bit, So, but yeah.
For the future, like, are you good? Do you hope it doesn't get any bigger? I mean, you're busting at the seams here. Like.
I don't think we want it to be any bigger. We want to we want to keep quality control and keep that personal. I think you could. I don't know that's what we want to do, right? I mean, it's easy to really grow and expand and make more money and have more people, but I just don't know that's where we want to be. I'd rather be quality control and more personable than have multiple locations, and that seems like a headache, So this is hard enough as it is, managing just one roof, let alone many roofs, So I don't think we'll ever move or expand or anything like that,
You've been approached by Metro or anything like that with the auto classes and about students coming in? And
oh, you know what? We did, and we thought that maybe there would be some, I don't remember who it was now, what school it was, but we had thought that maybe do some internship stuff, but it kind of never really went anywhere, to be honest with you. But this younger generation, I hope they get into cars, but there seems to be a little bit of a disconnect. But once in a while, you get some younger kids come in here and they're just blown away. And can we get a job? Like, whoa, yeah, oh, yeah, there you go.
Mosquito bite.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, jumped up on you.